Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be going on a ride along behind Hunter's camera as he installs a Performance Driveline drive shaft on his LT4 powered Silverado, so that when you go to Mexico and do a couple dyno runs, it won't blow apart on us and we don't have to worry about that. So hope you enjoyed. Don't worry, I already yelled at him for filming vertically. I did all I can to adjust it, but enjoy.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to put a video out today showing you the newest mod for my 2017 Silverado, and that is an upgraded drive shaft by Performance Drivelines. Now many of you know that the factory drive shaft kind of rates out at 100 miles per hour before it could potentially blow apart. That's what I have on this now, is just a factory one. I haven't messed with it. I haven't had too much issues with it. This is a supercharged 5.3. With the 35s, it made about 413 horsepower to the wheels. But with the 6.2 that's getting ready to go in this thing, I want to make sure that I don't have any problems when it comes to dyno tuning or pulls or anything like that. Now, like I said, this drive shaft did come from Performance Driveline. I called into the shop, asked them a few questions. They were super helpful. There's two different part numbers that they have listed on their site from a factory drive shaft. So if you have that, you should be fine, but it never hurts to call, check, make sure you're getting the right thing. So they make two versions of this upgraded drive shaft. They make a standard 550 horsepower one, and then they make a high horse 850 horsepower rated drive shaft. And that's what this one is. This is the high horse. Again, when the 6.2 goes in, I'm not too sure on what my dyno numbers would be, but I'm expecting at the crank to maybe make 800 to 750 on E85. So I just want to make sure that I'm covered. I definitely don't want to run into any problems when it comes to dyno tuning or anything like that. So this drive shaft should have it covered. I'm going to take it out and I'll take you guys along with me. All right, so first thing is we want to get these bolts and retainer clips out on this side of the drive shaft. It is really tight to get to. I tried a few wrenches that I had, and I ended up just grabbing one of these just to get the bolts out, and then we'll just worry about it when we need to get the bolts back in. But it is 11. I'm going to try to break this loose. I do have the truck on the ground. I decided not to jack it up, which we'll see how this goes. I may have to go grab a jack. So the retainer clips are out. I got the one on the top. It just pops right off, super easy. This is out, but I just don't have enough room to get the bolts out. But when the drive shaft pops out, it should just come right off. So this should just separate. So I'm gonna go ahead, set the camera back up, and then try to pop this out. I might have to go get something to pry it off, because in the other videos I've seen, sometimes they can get stuck. So hopefully that's not the case. Got myself a little pry bar. I'm gonna go ahead and try to pop her out this way very carefully. Alright, there she is. So it wasn't too awful, just needed some light taps. So what I'll do now is I'll try to flip the camera around and show you guys me pulling it out of the transfer case. So hopefully you guys can see this, but this should be a lot easier than the other end. So I'm just gonna prop this end up with my foot. I stand out of the way a little bit and it should slide right out like butter. All right, guys, here's the difference between the two, the new one versus old. First thing right off the bat, this one definitely looks thicker, which obviously it is. Looks a lot more heavy duty. But definitely high quality. So I'll go ahead and throw this one back on the truck. One thing to notice before I do put this in, you could see on the old drive shaft on the splines a little bit of transmission fluid. So I got a bottle. I'm gonna throw a little bit on the new one just to make it goes in nice and smooth. Take it out, so kind of got it somewhat balanced with my foot, and very carefully make sure that you got it lined up. And just like that. And I'll lay this aside. So one thing to notice when you do this install, it is recommended to replace these two retaining clips and 4 of these bolts. So they're fairly cheap. Here's the part numbers for the bolt. And then here's the part number for the retaining clip. All right, so I did end up going ahead and jacking this up just so I can spin this. All right, guys, I just got back. I took the truck for a test drive after torquing down the bolts to 18 foot-pounds, and everything drives great. I don't have any vibrations or anything like that, so it looks like installation was a success. I did not have a torque wrench and socket small enough to fit inside the gap to torque the bolts down. So what I had to do was I got one of these, which my cousin had this that I borrowed, but this is a torque wrench adapter. You can buy this 11 millimeter on Amazon for about 15 bucks, or you could buy a whole kit if you want to. But I was able to put this on the torque wrench and get up there and torque the bolt down. Now, if you guys are wondering, you do have to do an equation for this, which I was going to show you. So with the adapter on the torque wrench in a perfect 180 degrees, one of the equations I found online was this one right here. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to measure from center of the torque wrench to center of the handle. Mine was 11.5, which is where that number comes from. 18 is the torque that the bolt needs to be at. Then the bottom, you want to take your length from center torque to the handle, again 11.5 plus 2. The 2 measurement is you want to take a measurement from the middle of your adapter to the middle of the other side. So for me, this was exactly 2 inches. So you have 11.5 times 18 divided by 11.5 plus 2. And that's going to give you 207, or at least it gave me 207. Yours might be different depending on how long this distance is on the torque wrench that you're using. So it was 207 divided by 13.5, which came from over here, which came out to 15.33. So when I set my torque, I set it a little bit past 15 to give me the correct torque. And then when you're torquing, just keeping this at a perfectly straight angle every time. If it kind of turns on you, just pop it off and re-straighten it so you're torquing it correctly. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Fairly easy, cut and dry install if you do choose to do the drive shaft upgrade on these GM trucks. It's just great insurance to have, not having to worry about blowing a drive shaft in the middle of a pool. So just something to keep in mind. I know we have some future videos coming of this truck in particular. This is a 5.3 8-speed. It's got an LT4 supercharger on it and long tube headers, but other than that, it's just stock internals. Not a whole lot done to it. So I want to do a walk around video and just kind of show you guys if you want to go that route. Currently I have an L86 that I'm building. A lot of Texas speed parts are going in it. This LT4 blower will be coming off of the 5.3 and going on it, building right around maybe like 10 pounds of boost. So I'll show you guys that video too and kind of do a walkthrough of all the parts I have in the L86. So look out for those videos because we'll be doing that soon. But other than that, make sure to like and subscribe to help Logan out. And yeah, have a good one.